Hey everybody, this is Brian Seacrest here from 197.5 FM, coming to you from Cinco Studios. On today's episode of our book club segment, we have a special guest teacher all the way from Afghanistan. He is known for his outstanding character in the novel The Kite Runner. Everyone say hello to Hassan.
Hi everyone, it is honestly a pleasure to be here.
No, Hassan, thank you. Anyways, on today's episode, we will be covering the major themes of the novel The Kite Runner. But before we begin, tell us about you, Hassan.
Well, I'm a kind and loyal servant who is overjoyed by the smallest things. I'm betrayed by the person I expect the least, but everything ends well.
Wow, you are truly amazing. But speaking of betrayal, that starts us off with our first major theme in this novel.
Ah yes, betrayal. That was one of the major themes that reoccurred throughout this novel. It is a form of sin that ends up being cyclical. The first trace of betrayal occurs when Amir betrays me and leaves me to my doom with Asef. I mean, how could he have done this to me? He's my friend, my brother. Either way, I forgive him because I am loyal and I will always love him.
We're in a set time limit here, Hassan, so please stay on topic. Tell us more about this theme of betrayal.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just I get so caught up in these memories. Well, anyways, betrayal is very significant because it aids in exhibiting the endurance of sin. Amir even acknowledges the endurance of sin and how the past cannot be escaped, and it will claw its way out. The theme is emphasized because every past memory that occurs has a trace of sin and betrayal that leads back to it. When Amir is informed about his father's betrayal, it hits him really hard because it makes it seem as though he has always been living a life of betrayal. It can never be escaped because it is a part of him from the moment he was born.
It seems as though this is just a continuous cycle because everything went down from father to son.
Yes, exactly. This betrayal also led to the next theme, which is guilt. After the whole SF situation, which I hope you can respect my wishes of not going in depth in that subject, Amir did not understand how to deal with his guilt or to face me. I mean, I understand that what he did was terrible, but he should have at least tried to talk to someone as understanding as me.
Yes, that must have been so frustrating not being able to communicate with your closest friend anymore.
It was hard, but he tried to make himself feel better by doing horrible things such as ignoring me and accusing me of such horrible things, which led him to the overall feel of more guilt.
Yes, and this eventually led to the final theme we will discuss today, redemption.
Yes, redemption is probably one of the most evident themes in this novel, seeing that Amir goes through so much for me towards the end of the book. Amir realizes that in order to lose this overpowering guilt, he needs to redeem himself and seek restitution. He goes back to Afghanistan and tries to save my son from horrible people. Sadly, I have already passed, but I left my son as my legacy. Amir faces all his fears and stays instead of running as usual. He gets beaten up by Asef so he can get to Sarab. While he is beaten, he begins to laugh because he has gotten what he has wanted for over 20 years. Of course, Amir is still weak, so my amazing son has to save him by doing what he knows best. He throws a slingshot and Asef finally loses an eye. Towards the end of the novel, Amir feels as though he saw Sarab nod at him, and he views that as his redemption and forgiveness.
Wow. Well, all I can say is that was all so beautiful. The way you just described the theme, I couldn't have said it any better.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you. And sadly, we are now out of time and we will have to let Hassan go. It was so amazing having you with us today.
It was my pleasure.
We should definitely go kite flying together someday.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thanks for tuning in to 197.5 FM. This is your host, Brian Seacrest, and I'll see you tomorrow for our movie segment. We will be discussing Frozen, and we will be having our amazing guest, Olaf, here with us.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.